'Twas the week before Christmas, and all through the land Ector was busy, decorating by hand. The lights were being hung, the last presents were laid, all in preparation for when Christmas Day came. But there was just one thing that didn't feel quite right. All around him there was not one speck of white. No flakes at Christmas? Surely it wasn't so. Christmas just wasn't Christmas without lots of snow. Ector made a decision. Something had to be done. He couldn't wait around, for this was no fun. He packed up some things all ready to go on an adventure to bring back some elusive white snow. So he set off into the unknown, unsure exactly when he'd return home. All alone save for his trusty sword and shield. Thank heavens for the fact he could now dual wield. Jungles and deserts he managed to traverse, through forests and mesas, but they weren't the worst. Over huge oceans he was able to keep himself afloat, for at last, he cried, they fixed the boats. He battled slime, spiders, and even the undead. A skeleton he fought that nearly took off his head. But it didn't compare to almost meeting the Reaper that time he came close to being blown up by a creeper. Until at last, in the distance, he thought he could see a cold tiger biome full of snowy trees. "Huzzah!" he exclaimed. "What a sight for sore eyes! The very thing he'd come for, a most wondrous prize." But he didn't want any old snow. He wanted the best, from the peak of the mountain right on the crest. So he climbed and ascended right up to the top, being careful where he tread lest he might drop. And finally there it was, the purest white snow. It shone so bright it positively glowed. He got out his bottle and took some samples, taking his time, making sure he had ample. His quest was complete, and now he could make a move. He got what he came for, and had nothing left to prove. Stepping up to the edge of the remarkable summit, he took an almighty leap and prepared to plummet. But all was not lost. He hadn't gone mad. His elytra saved him, and for that he was glad. He spread his wings out, made an impressive sweep, soaring majestically over some very nonplussed sheep. And there in the distance he could almost discern the end of the journey, his home. He'd returned. But now, for the hard part, he needed a contraption to put snow in the sky and move his plan into action. So he built, designed, and beavered away. Placed all the redstone. It took him all day. The machine was done. There was only one thing to do. Point it at the heavens and have it go boom. He loaded the Snowmaker 9000 already. Did the final checks. His nerves held steady. With a flick of the switch, the payload was cast, sent up to the sky to make snow at last. A second went by, and then a few more. A minute had passed. "Please work," he implored. But alas, for Ector, the sky remained blue. He tried his hardest. What more could he do? Dejected and beaten, he went to his bed, to sleep away disappointment and give up instead. As the moon arose to take the sun's place, behold, what's that? A snowflake from space. A single piece had fallen to earth, the most beautiful specimen, perfect for what it's worth. But then another, and another, till it was all you could see, as the ground became a white canvas sheet. Ector was oblivious to his most amazing triumph. The Snowmaster 9000 was a miracle of science, but he slept through it all, absorbed in his slumber. The snowfall had come and erased his big blunder. And so it was, when he finally awoke, he looked out the window and thought it a joke, for surely, he thought, it couldn't be so. His world made beautiful with the addition of snow. He rushed outside and frolicked around. It worked, he cried out, and soon went to town, building snowmen and igloos and having such fun. He wanted to celebrate and invite everyone. So all came round, and they partied with glee, had a merry old time around the Christmas tree. And then, as one, I heard them all say, "Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good day." A second went by, and then a few more. A minute had passed. "Please work," he implored. But alas for Victor, the sky remained blue.
Whoa. Victor?
Did I say Victor?